So I'm going to be completely honest with you. I had no intentions on making a video about this because topics like this tend to be extremely controversial, which just leads to people arguing in the comments. People start getting at me, DMing me because maybe they feel opposite of how I feel about something. And so I tend to stay away from certain topics because I just don't think that it's something that I want on my channel. And I know there's a lot of other people that already talk about it, and I'm gonna let them do their thing. But Asmongold was wilding on stream the other day. What he said, from a standpoint of someone that doesn't know a lot about the situation going on over there, it still sounded crazy to me.
If you want to consider a genocide as a systematic killing of a group of people, they have genocide built into Sharia law right now. So no, I'm not going to cry a fucking river when people who have genocide that's baked into their laws are getting genocided. I don't give a fuck. They're terrible people. It's not even a question. It's crazy that people don't see it that way. They'd be doing the same thing. And how much did they kill? As many as they can. They're not able to kill as many people as Israel because they don't have as many bombs and as many weapons. But if they did, they'd be doing the same thing. That's it. Just takes enough. That's right. These people are not your allies. They are not the same as us. They come from an inferior culture that is horrible. It kills people for their identity, and it is directly antithetical to everything Western values stand for, and it is an inferior culture in all ways. It is that simple. No, I don't feel bad for them. I don't feel sorry for them. I don't care. I don't support them.
So again, I just want to say that I don't know about a lot of the stuff that's going on over there. So I can't speak on anything specifically, but I feel like as people living on Earth, we should all be team people. We should all be pushing for the most peaceful resolution possible. We should all want everybody to get along and to come out and be like, well, I don't really care what happens to them because you know what? If they had the means to do it, they'd be doing the same thing. So who cares if they're dying? That just sounds crazy to me. Now, before I made this video, I was trying to pull up a tweet from Asmon in the past, and if I do find it, you guys will see it pop up on screen. But he definitely said like a year or two ago that nobody should be talking about this stuff if they're not educated in it. We're just streamers. We're just people on the internet. Why are people giving their own personal opinions on topics that they're not super familiar with? And yet here he is giving his opinion on a topic that he's clearly not super familiar with. And regardless of all of that, you can't sit and group a whole bunch of people together because everybody is different. Like, we might all live in America. A bunch of you guys that are watching this, there might be people from other countries as well. But for those of us in America, we're not all exactly the same. I'm going to have some differences from you, from the next person, from the next. So everyone's beliefs are going to be slightly different, and not everyone is going to believe in the same thing. So even if there are some people that have some horrible beliefs as well, it doesn't mean that it's everybody. You can't just group it and be like, well, who cares? This is in their law. They all back it. Look, you can look at America and very quickly see that there are a lot of laws that we don't all agree on. There are a lot of things that we do as a country that we don't all agree on. I mean, that's why we have protests, why people are constantly fighting. We have this back and forth political war going on. Like, it's nonstop shit. So this should tell you that this also takes place other places where people aren't all on the same page. So it's just the whole statement just seems really crazy to me. And then he went and he got on Hassan's podcast, and Hassan, who I'm not the biggest fan of either, actually made some really good points.
If the people are voting for the people that want to oppress people based off of their identity, I think that to a certain extent,
okay, let me ask you a question. Okay, great question.
Like what people think.
I have two problems here. I just told you that 50% of the population of Palestine and Gaza Strip, is under the age of 18. None of them voted for Hamas, okay? Because they weren't alive. That's number one. Number two, you said you voted for Donald Trump in the past, in 2016.
I did.
Okay, why did you vote for Donald Trump?
I just didn't really like Hillary Clinton.
There you go. Turns out people have many different motivations for voting for one particular party over the other, and it doesn't have to be Islamist fundamentalism that they believe in. So that's my point. Because they're human beings with a shit ton of different attitudes and different opinions. If they see the dominating party of Fatah as a party that is completely captured by Israeli security apparatus that is working at the behest of this state that is destroying their lives, they're going to be like, okay, I'm going to go with the other guy, just like you went with Donald Trump over Hillary Clinton. So, but it doesn't even matter because most of those people that voted for Hamas are dead.
So everything he said kind of alludes to some of the stuff I was saying. Like, everybody isn't in the same basket. Like he was saying, now some people were so young that they couldn't vote for what's in place now. They just happen to live there. Not everybody has the ability to be like, well, I don't agree with this, so I'm just gonna up and move myself to some other country. That's not always possible. I've not voted ever in American politics, and I'm sure I'll probably catch some shit for just saying that. But the truth is, I haven't voted. I really haven't. I haven't really cared that much, but that doesn't mean that I'm suddenly on the side of whoever wins and whatever they decide to do. Right? Like, you can't just group me in with everybody else. Or there's going to be people that vote for the other side, but the other side doesn't win. And so a certain side gets into place, they make certain changes. You can't be like, well, all Americans deal with this and they all agree with it because it's part of their law. So who cares what that thought process is just, it's so ridiculous. And what's crazy is, like, I don't watch Asmon, but I've seen clips of him before, and I agree with some of the shit that he says. Like, he made a lot of people mad when he said that protesters should just get out of his way. Why are you blocking me? I have to go somewhere. And I actually agree with that, as much as it made people mad when I said that. But I personally feel like, yes, we have some things that need to change. And I get that protesting has worked in the past and there are benefits to it. But at the same time, to just block a whole bunch of people who might also be on your side, or people that have emergencies they need to get to, it just doesn't feel right to me. But again, that's just my opinion. And I agreed with him on that, even though it wasn't the popular opinion. But this is crazy, bro. And it's gotten back to him already, because as far as I know, he is now banned on Twitch. I don't really know their TOS in and out as far as like what would be a permanent ban, what's going to get you a day, a 3-day, a 30-day. But I assume he's going to be gone for maybe 30 days after a statement like that. And he did try to apologize. So yesterday, Asmon tweeted, looking back on it, I was way too much of an asshole about the Palestine thing. My bad. Of course, no one deserves to have their life destroyed, even if they do things or have views I find regressive. You guys deserve more than me saying stupid shit like that. I'll do better. Which isn't exactly the greatest apology. I mean, I guess it's good that he acknowledged that he said some shit that he probably shouldn't have said. And overall, I don't think that he's a horrible, horrible person. I'm sure some people do. And I'm sure Twitter feels that way right now because they've been going crazy over this. But I think that he just has some really odd views and some things that maybe he needs to work out and get a better understanding of stuff. And that is exactly why I don't speak on these kind of topics, because I don't know enough. And I will educate myself little by little. I don't think that I'll ever make content around it because, again, it's controversial. And as much as I feel like there is a need to speak about topics like this, there's enough channels that already do it. I wish that the world could find peace. I wish that we could find a better way to get through all of this stuff. I feel like we all need to go listen to the song We Are the World. In all reality, like, I'm not even joking, but I mean, I am at the same time. It's just, the shit has just gotten so crazy in this world, and I wish that we had a solution for it, and I don't know that it's ever going to get better. So that was just something that I saw on Twitter I wanted to talk about. I'm sure this is going to end up with a lot of random comments down below, people agreeing with me, people that are going to just hate on me for not knowing a lot about the situation over there. People are going to hate on me for something I said. This is what happens when you talk about topics like this. But I felt like this one needed to be addressed. So let me know what you guys think down below. I appreciate you. I'll catch you in the next video, homies.